fashion dolls. It is finally Friday, October 31st, my birthday, chapter 32, and it is Halloween. Happy Halloween. I hope you all are doing as awesome as I am. I dropped no hints until the day of my birthday as far as what my Halloween costume is, and my costume is Miss Ringleader. So, without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Fashion Dolls. He is an actor, podcast creator, advocate, rapper, and producer. He is here to also join me as we celebrate my 32nd birthday and my 900th one episode because yesterday we hit 900. So without further ado, please welcome to the dollhouse. Boys love flowers.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Happy Friday and happy Halloween.
Happy Friday, happy Halloween, happy birthday to the goddess, the queen of media, styled by Stevie, Miss Stevie. I am honored to be sitting with you, and you're celebrating 900 episodes, so we can't forget that, right?
Yes, we just hit our 900th episode yesterday, and it's a huge achievement. And to be able to do it the day after, and then my birthday is just a blessing altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely, and well
thank you.
deserved. Well deserved. I'm so happy to be sitting here with you today.
Yes, 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 yes. So before we get into our convo, and we're going to do some Halloween games, so we're going to have some fun. It's Friday. How has
Let's do it.
2025 been for you thus far?
2025 has been amazing. I've done a couple of things, like you mentioned. I launched a record label this summer. I also am in the process of launching a podcast channel. Everything is Black queer led. So I'm really excited to be in space with community, but then also too people who look and love like me. And then this is just the cherry on top of the cake for me. Just to sit here and have a conversation with you, gorgeous. I'm all for it. This is a perfect way to end my Friday.
And I appreciate it. I'm so glad to be here with you. I've seen the cipher. Everyone is talking about the cipher, which we'll get into. But you were based in the Philadelphia area. So tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about that. How you got your start in the music business?
Absolutely. So I'm from Philadelphia, born and raised 215. I've been there, I was there all my life up until about 21, 22, when I realized that I wanted to pursue the arts. I wanted to be in a space where I was able to go to auditions and all that good stuff. And, Philadelphia is a cute place for like creative arts. You go to New York if you want to audition, but I wanted some sunshine too. So I was like, how do I find all of these things at one time? So I packed a bag. I told my family I was leaving. I don't think that they believed me when I told them that. I hopped on a plane, a one-way flight to Los Angeles, California. I hopped off the plane at LAX, and oh, actually, 12 years later, here I am.
Wow. Wow. And it's just this goes to show you leaping out on faith and taking that step of faith to get your career out there and get your feet wet in the new world of music. Now tell us how your name and your band came together. Boys Love Flowers is so catchy.
Yeah.
And I
Thank you
see
so
I've
much.
checked out some of the music and everything, and I love it. So tell us how your group came together.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I had been writing music for some time. I've worked with artists like SZA, Janae Aiko. Back in the early days of me being here, I would be in auditions for dance auditions, like backup dancer auditions, and meeting individuals who weren't necessarily like big yet. You know what I mean? And then networking that way. And I'm like, well, I came out here to dance. I came out here to be creative, but I also have a songwriting bug in me as well. So that was in early 2014. And you fast forward to 2016. I remember sitting down. I was like, none of my music is selling at the moment. I was selling certain tracks. And some of those songs were being produced and, performed. But I wasn't getting any royalties on it. I was signing over the tracks because I didn't know. I was just early into my career. I didn't know all the legalities of everything, right? I didn't know that, like, it's easier to have, individuals behind you kind of helping you with the legal stuff, right? So I was like, well, maybe I should, like, do it myself. So I started writing some songs that I thought would fit me. The first batch of songs that we wrote, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to, feel comfortable, rapping all hard and being like, straight. Like I was like, I don't want to compromise my sexuality just for the sake of being, an artist. So I thought I need to come up with a name that's really, really pretty, but really, really direct. And you know what? I said boys love, and I stopped there. And I was watching TV, and it was a flower commercial that came on. And I was like, boys love flowers. And it just stuck. I wanted something that was like, really, really catchy, kind of like similar to how like the weekend is, and like something that will
Yes.
roll off of people's tongues. And then we started putting out music and started shooting music videos, and it turned into me wanting to help other artists in that trek in their career. So started the record label launch, and then I haven't stopped since. I've been on go for like the past like 10 years. Yes.
Wow. And look at you now. And not only that, but you also dominated the scene. You had a tour, the Endless Vacation tour, and it was a
Yeah.
six-city Pride Club run. So tell us, what was
Yeah.
it like having your tour?
So you know what? I've always been a big advocate for if it's not there, do it, right? And I didn't
Yeah.
want to wait for like, like the city winery to reach out to me and be like, hey, come do this tour, right? So I was like, well, let me just create one myself and put together everything, the set list, reach out to the club promoters. Like, when you start off, and I'm still in my beginning stages, which I don't want to like negate that because this is the fun part, right? When you start off, it's kind of like you are putting in a lot of work. You're representing yourself, you're reaching out to individuals. And as exhausting as that might be, I think that sometimes people are like, well, I really want a machine behind me. I want a machine behind me. You are the machine. You have to be the machine. Just very similar to how you got your start. You put everything into your craft and your creativity. And look at where you are now, 900 shows later. It's like if you're a testament, if you stay diligent and you stay on top of it and believe in yourself, you can get anything done. And I just love that. I just love that.
And that's what it takes. And especially, as you said, being in a space where what I love about Boys Love Flowers is that it is Black queer led. And you have been
Yes, it
very vocal
is.
about that. I've seen some of your interviews and conversations about us being able to break through in these spaces to be included in these rooms. And you have
Yeah.
done that. Now, your singles, Pansy and Nip Tuck, are
Oh,
out and they
oh.
generated so much buzz. Tell us about the writing process for Pansy and Nip Tuck.
So I wanted to it's very similar to how I just mentioned. Like I wanted to like do something that felt like me. And I remember when I was coming up, I had feminine mannerisms, and like individuals will call, kids can be cruel at times. They'll call you all kinds of names. And Pansy was one of them, right? I'm from that era. And in the process of writing this song, it was so bold and so hard edge. I wanted to like tell the younger version of me, the child that got called that, like here we are now, and we're using that word to not only generate like attention and money, but we're taking power in it. You know what I mean? So it was just it was an out of body experience for me writing the song getting the reception that it did, and then also too being able to push it. I wanted to make sure that like individuals understood that like I'm a gay artist. I'm not coming in with like another persona or anything like that. I'm not hiding anything. You can Google me. You can see that I've done work in the community, LGBT community. Like I wanted to be as authentic as possible. And Pansy kind of spoke to that for me. And then with Nip Tuck, we want to shift gears and just become a little bit more sexier. So it's more about body positivity. I think that when individuals think Nip Tuck, they think, oh, you need to go get work done. No, you don't. There are a lot of people that are like, trying to go to their surgeons to look like us. And you know what I mean? Like it's like these features that we have that are just natural for people
Queer.
of color, right? And it's just, that song is more so just about like, owning your body positivity no matter what size you are. The line goes, nip tuck, I've been on my nip tuck, because that can mean me just going into the gym and staying consistent. It can be anything. So I really appreciate highlighting those two songs. They're my favorites. And then we'll talk about the project that's coming soon too.
Yes. Now, Boys Love the Radio. Tell us about that. Boys Love the Radio.
Absolutely. So, I launched the record label in July of this year, with the cipher being the leading example behind it. I wanted to introduce the world to some LGBT artists that I was big fans of. So you had Eric Devante, you had Groovy, you had Herbie, Jasper Dupree, Rich Baum. Shout out to all of them. They're doing some great things right now. And
Yes.
they came in and they killed it. So then I was like, we got the record label, but like we should also be in podcast spaces too. So then Boys Love the Radio kind of was born from that. And in the process of coming up with Boys Love the Radio, we started working with Near Me Media Group to help us with filming, recording those podcast episodes. So we have three shows launching within the next week. We have Black, Gay, and Retired, which is about financial literacy, conversations that we don't have sometimes, or people that sometimes people don't take the time out to have conversations with us about it while we're in the workspace. We have a show called Thought and Opinion, which is a politically charged podcast to kind of help us understand where we lie as people of color who are queer in the
Yes.
political landscape today and what we're voting for and what we're voting against. It's kind of like a helpful guide from a black gay man who works in politics. And then my third show is one of my favorites. It's called Mask, and it's hosted by Marcus Sanders, and it is a trans male program to talk about the I want to say this right because if I don't say it, he'll hit me. To talk about the experience of being a black trans man, barbershop nuances, conversations about dating,
Yes.
sex, engaging with the community, and putting people in a position where they could learn. I thought that that was pretty cool.
And it's educating people in a time like this, in the climate that we're living in and in the landscape that we're living in. It is key that you are doing these things. So shout out to you for again being the catalyst for
Thank
having
you.
these conversations, because it's not easy. And
Yeah.
in the current state that we're in, we're seeing things and rights being taken away from us, and we have to
Hmm.
continue to be vocal on this. So that's key
Hmm.
and crucial. Now, the EP, the
Yeah.
album, tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about it and what we can expect.
So this is an exclusive just for you. I haven't spoken
Okay.
about it. I think that I've done a couple of interviews last year, but the plan has since changed, right? So the new plan only on Style by Stevie, the daytime talk show. So we are putting out an album. It's not an EP anymore. It's not a mixtape. We started putting these songs together and cohesively as a project. It just really solidified album for me as opposed to like a mixtape or an EP. So we got 12 tracks. We got some great features on it, and it comes out in June of next year. But the first single, first video will be out at the end of February, and I cannot wait for you all to see it. It is sexy, it is representative of the community. We have all kinds of body types, all kinds of people in the space, and we're just having such a good. Can I curse on here? A good
Yes.
effing time. A good fucking time. It's just not a care in the world. Individuals are constantly trying to attack drag queens and trans individuals and take away from LGBTQ rights. We got in a space, we turned that camera on, and we just lived. And I really can't wait for you all to experience how that felt.
And I can't wait. We need more of this, more and more artists that are out and proud, that are living
Yeah.
their in their authenticity and just outlaws. And more
Yeah.
importantly, showing representation, especially for body positivity. That's a conversation that we have within our
Absolutely.
community, the
Hmm.
LGBTQIA plus community, and it is key and crucial that we continue to keep having it because there's so many people who struggle with body dysmorphia and all of these other issues. They don't feel like
Yeah.
they're good enough, they're skinny
Yeah.
enough, they feel all of these different emotions. So I think that with having these conversations on your platform, and as well as mine, because I talk about it too,
Yes,
and
you do.
shout out to
Yeah.
my other colleagues, Bubs the
Yeah.
God, Conscious TV, all of them who are also being catalysts, having these
Yeah.
conversations as well too, because it is not easy, and it can also bring awareness and highlight the
Totally.
spots that we aren't aware of, where some people aren't aware, and then there are some who are just like, okay, help me to understand, sit me down and
Yeah.
have a conversation with me, and we need more of that. So
Thank you.
definitely. So tell us about Black, Gay, and Retired.
Oh, so Black and Retired is hosted by Vincent Holmes, who is also a co-founder of an organization out here called Better Brothers LA. And then
Okay.
also Dr. Ed Rice, who is the author of the Cosmic Granny series, which is a children's book. And those two individuals came together and brainstormed on how to promote financial literacy to our communities. They're both Black gay men, out and proud, and just living their lives and doing great things. And Vincent actually recently just retired. So he is now looking at life from a different lens. And in that space, he wanted to make sure that individuals who were under the age of 40 or under the age of 50 were in a space where they could have conversations about investing in your 401k. Are you investing in stocks? Where are you putting your money? Are you putting your money in, like, savings? And how are you maintaining? I mean, I know that life is expensive. You know what I mean? Like, we want to go out and we want to do certain things with our friends because we need that for our mental health, right? But then also, too, we can't be stressed out later on if we spent that last little bit of money and the bills are due. So we wanted to make a conversation that was like really, really like fun. We wanted to feel like you were sitting down, just like you and I are right now, talking to two friends that are just talking about financials and what works well for them. It's not a one size fit all thing, but we're hoping that people can take from that. And we didn't want it to be black male, like black men getting
Yeah.
retired. We wanted it to be inclusive of everyone. Everyone can take from this and create like whatever their savings toolkit is from that show.
Yes, and not only just that, but providing resources. Now, you've spent some time, nearly a
Mhm.
decade at APLA Health, and you've provided
Yes.
resources, done outreach. Tell us, what was that experience like for you, helping out? And we need more of this within our communities, especially now more than ever.
Yeah, I always say, like, when I meet artists that are a part of the LGBT community, even if they're not just rappers or singers, if they're doing anything creative in that space, I always ask like the same question, like, do you have a cause? And what the cause is needs to be what drives you to do what you do, right? I could make albums, I could put out podcasts, I could sign artists, but if I'm not active in my community, am I really doing the work, right? So, working at APLA Health, I've been blessed and privileged enough to be able to be in a space with other queer affirming people of color. My boss, Terry Smith, is one of them. He's a great leader in the LA space. And he gives me free range to share my ideas, and he'll challenge me on certain things. And like, I used to be butthurt about it. Like, he doesn't like my idea, but I'm learning that that's a life lesson. Not everybody's going to like what you do, or maybe like what you're trying to do requires a little bit more tweaking. I learned from working with community that there's always going to be a need there. We are a community that is, under attack consistently. No matter what time of the day it is, we hear things about people being anti-gay, anti-LGBT. And it's like, at some point, you got to think about those individuals that are affected, us, right? And if we're not creating space as creators who identify within this space, if we're not creating something for people to be able to escape and kind of just have like a moment to themselves to just woosah, like, are we doing what we need to be doing? Are we not, are we, if we're not on the front lines saying, you can't take away our rights, and you can't tell trans individuals that are in the military that they can't get their pensions and their retirement. You can't do that. And if we're not speaking up saying that people can't do that, then nobody else is going to speak up for us, right? So not only that, it taught me how to support each other in this space.
Your sound went out, my love.
Yeah, can you hear me? There we go.
Yes, we're
Yeah,
back.
I was getting a call. Sorry. So as Stevie mentioned, I get calls 24/7. Uh, so if we're not able to put our product in the forefront and lead with that so that the other individuals behind us are protected and inspired, we're not doing a good job. So APLA taught me that. It taught me community, and I love the community that I'm with. The LGBT community is full of family. And even if we don't know each other yet, you are family to me. And I got you.
And we have to be. We have to be. All of this legislation that is being passed, as
Mhm.
you've mentioned, is against us to hurt us.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure that we are calling it out and bringing awareness, brochures, pamphlets, provide
Hmm.
resources, do
Yeah.
outreach, do what you can
Hmm.
do to help everyone in the community who does not have. And even I,
Absolutely.
sometimes, if I get a resource, I will pass that along, pass it forward.
Yes.
And what do they say? Pay
Yes.
it forward. Help someone
Yes.
else out
Yeah.
within the community as well too, and that's key and crucial, especially during these times where we're seeing them attacking same-sex marriage. They're going for
Yeah.
that, and there's so many
Hmm.
others. It's like they're knocking
Hmm.
over all the domino pieces, and pretty
Hmm.
soon someone that is a domino piece is going to be impacted in some sort of way. So we
Yeah.
have to make sure that we stay on top of it and remain vigilant, and more than ever,
Absolutely.
sit down and as a group and had these conversations. And I'm
Yeah.
so thankful again for my colleagues, Alvin Tit for Tat, this and that, Bubs to God, if not
Yeah.
Bubs, then Conscience, if not Conscience, then Harold, if not Harold, then Hope Giselle, T.S.
Love,
Madison,
Hope,
all of them
Giselle,
are
TS. Yeah.
out here doing the work. So
Hmm.
we have to make
And
sure that we,
we got to
we
put
have,
you up there too. You have been a voice for a lot of the voiceless. And I don't want to get off today's call without giving you your flowers. You are onto something amazing. You are so needed in this space. Thank you for what you do.
and immensely. I can't thank you all enough for the love and the support that y'all have given me, and just continuing to do this because, like you said, I've gotten so many messages from people saying, "I'm scared.
Hmm.
What do I do now? What can
Yeah.
I do? Are there any resources for me?" And I'm pretty sure the same
Hmm.
for you as well.
Yeah.
What can
Yeah.
people do to help out? What can we do in this time? We just don't want to sit around.
Yeah.
And I think Hope Giselle, she even said it best as well too. Make sure that you are remaining vigilant. Get lots
Hmm.
of rest. Make sure that you are in the fight because they
Yeah.
are taking away our rights. Everything is
Yeah.
being rolled back. If not that, the markers, the
Yep.
gender markers, they want to take
Yep.
that away. They take that. They
Yep.
want to do all these things that we've worked and fought for to
And
have.
deserve. We earned that. Yeah.
So it's key, it's important, y'all. Make sure
Yeah.
that you are participating, getting yourself out there, doing outreach. And
Hmm.
if you're feeling afraid, by doing the outreach, you see a difference. By doing the
Hmm.
work, even if it is picking up your iPad, your
Yeah.
phone, whatever it may be, get out here. The resources are there for you. Use what you have. And that's how
Absolutely.
Style by Stevie was created. Randomly, right after graduating high school, that's how I
Hmm.
started with this platform. And now, 32 years
Nice.
later, I'm still going strong with it, 900 episodes later.
Okay. All right.
So
See? Yes.
use your voice. Don't be afraid. Use
Yes.
your voice. And don't feel
It's
discouraged
needed.
because
Yeah.
you deserve to be heard. And they're going to listen one way or another. Change is going to
Yep.
happen because it's happening in other countries as well, too, like the Virgin
Hmm.
Islands, like
Yes.
what's another country? I
South
can't remember.
Africa.
Yes,
Hmm.
South Africa,
Yeah.
change is happening in other countries. So if it can
Hmm.
happen
Yeah.
there, who's to say it can't happen here?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're gonna shift gears here now. Your first mixtape, Flowers
Yes.
and Smoke, was released in
Yeah.
2018. Tell us what
Yeah.
was that process like recording this mixtape?
I want to say it felt like yesterday, but in the process between that and now, we had COVID. And I feel like during the COVID-19 pandemic,
Yes.
I was literally like nine different people after that. But I think with Flowers and Smoke, it was my introductory to the music space. And I released a song called Pink Range Rover that really did well on social media. I logged in back when TikTok was like first starting and people were using it as like the background song for some of their videos and I'm like that's me. So I was like, oh my god, what is going on? This is like circa like 2018, 2019. So I don't know how to work the TikTok. I'm still learning it. I got IG, I got Facebook, I got Twitter, I got all of that, but the TikTok I'm still working. But when I knew that I was onto something when I saw a couple of videos that had that song in the background. um it was that project to me is always going to be my heart. I feel like I went into it with all of these reservations and all of these like hesitations, and I wasn't super duper confident in it. And then I was like, one of my friends, Eric Devonte, who was actually in the cipher that we just did last year, or this past summer, he said, you know what? He was like, girl, and I was like, what? He's like, put it out. He's like, just put it out. You don't know if anybody's gonna like it unless you put it out. And I was like, okay, you're right. So I pressed release on it, and before I knew it, it was just like people were following up with me for features. They were asking me, can you hop on my song? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I was just overwhelmed by the attention that came around with it. But it was a good overwhelmed. It wasn't like bad. And that project was 9 tracks. My brother is actually featured on one of the songs called Overstimulated. We're very close. So it was really, really cool to have him do a little spoken word on there. It was a family affair. I mean, I love it. I listen to it at the gym all the time now. I'm just like, okay, you go back to your early stuff, and some people will cringe at it. I'm like, no, I need to get back to this. It was a really great experience. And we produced and put it out all by ourselves. There was no label at the time. We just said, you know what, let's just do it. And we just dropped it on IG. And before I knew it, it was all over the streaming platforms.
And everyone loves it. I love it myself. And
Thank you.
Chris the Kid says he will be buying the album when it comes out. I just seen that comment.
Yes.
So
Yes.
more and more, and back to that point where you said you released it on your own, independent artists, for especially for us
Yeah.
in the LGBTQI plus community. There are so many independent artists out
Hmm.
here that are doing their own thing and
Hmm.
that are making it mainstream. They're making it work. Whereas you
Yeah.
being signed to a label is different. Shout
Yeah.
outs to Mark Angel, who's a vet
Hmm.
in the game, who's been doing it a
Yeah.
long time. Shout outs to
Absolutely.
so many others. B Slade, who I've had the pleasure and honor of sitting
Hmm.
with. And you're doing this on your own. And B
Yeah.
Slade has also written for other artists, just like yourself as well too.
Hmm.
So you have to be able to have that balance to be able to write for other artists as well as put out your own music as well too.
Absolutely.
And
And
it's a
you brought
lot
up a
doing
really
it
good
independently.
You brought up a really good point too. I mean, the hardest part for me in the process, my creative process, is going over like what's good for me and what's good for somebody else. And am I letting ego get in the way of what could be good for somebody else? Like if I do a demo and I listen to said demo, I put my all into the demo and I'm like, it's still missing something. That track might not be for me. Maybe that might be something that I can ship off to another artist who can then use it to propel their platform, right? The only songs that I keep for myself are the ones that I listen to the demo and I dance around the house to. I'm like, I gotta record this. If it's something where I'm like, maybe this could be somebody else, and I get any inkling of that, it goes into the demos folder and then I just shop it. And then I work with the artist to make sure that they can, knock it out of the park. I've written for a few artists that are LGBT. And then also, too, I've worked with a couple of artists who aren't, when we were kind of like coming up with some hooks and some maybe like some structures of like verses and stuff like that. But I keep all of my fun stuff for me.
So you have to stay tuned. Have to definitely stay tuned. And it's a lot
Absolutely.
more. It's a lot more. Now, the acting aspect, because you're not only an
Ooh.
artist, but you act, you produce as well too. Tell us about tapping into that acting bag. Who
You
inspired you?
know,
Who was someone that you looked up to growing up as an actor?
I'm a big Noah's Ark fan. I can watch reruns of
Patrick
Noah's
Ian Polk.
Ark.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I literally, okay, so I just met Patrick at the first date of my tour was at a downtown club called Precinct, and they were honoring him. So to be in the room with him and he watched my performance and he was just nodding his head,
Oh,
and I was like, I made it. But Patrick Ian Polk, all of his works were just amazing to me. Jensen Atwood, all of those individuals that really kind of like broke down the barriers on the stereotypical person, black person. Let's even take sexuality out of it. The stereotypical black person that would be featured on a show. I love shows like Insecure that highlight the black female
oh
experience.
yes.
I love stuff like that where I'm watching the show and I just feel connected. P Valley, I feel connected to it. So a buddy of mine, Dr. Dante Morrison, shout out to Dr. Dante Morrison. He is a community figure in LA. He was working on a show or a movie, I'm sorry, called Franklin, about a young man who wanted to get into the acting game, but was also doing OnlyFans on the side and kind of balancing out like what that was like with individuals not taking him seriously and all that good stuff. Shout out to everybody that does OnlyFans, and we take you very seriously. That is an art.
Yes.
Um, and he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, I got this role. I think you'd be great for it." And I was like, "Dante, I don't know." I was like, I've done a couple of things, but not like anything too crazy." He was like, "No, just come read it and we'll see how it works." And I remember going in, they made me feel so comfortable on set. It helped that I was also counterpart to my best friend, my in life, real life best friend. I'm playing his best friend on the show. So that was easy, right? So then we go into, a couple of things of us arguing and having a friendship spat on the camera. And we just knocked it out of the park. And I remember going to the premiere, and individuals were so happy with the performance, and they were like, "You did so good." And I didn't feel like they were just telling me. You know, some people just tell you stuff, and it's like they just want to tell you that just to tell you that. I felt like individuals were really like, "Yo, this is something that you could really be doing." So I took it back, and I was like, "All right, cool." So I will also say on this show that I am also up for two more roles that'll be coming out next summer. So we got a busy 2026 coming up. So I'm really excited.
Congratulations, and I'm so proud of you. And this is
Thank
what we have to
you.
do. We have to make ourselves seen. And back to
Yeah.
Noah's Ark, the part of Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark
Yeah.
was created based off of a short film that
Hmm.
Patrick Ewing Pope did, and it was
Yeah.
2003. And I must say that 2006 to 2008, that era of black gay shows where we were
Hmm.
seen visibly, it was never
Yeah.
heard of. We had
Yeah.
Logo, the first LGBT based channel that was for us, and that was Logo.
Yeah.
VH1 Logo created that for us. They gave us a
Hmm.
space where we could see, where we could be seen. And then
Hmm.
the emergence of RuPaul's Drag Race and Pose and
Yes.
all of these other
Yes.
LGBT based shows. But
Hmm.
Noah's Ark shattered that glass ceiling so that we could have that. Pose is another
Totally.
one as well too. Noah's
Yeah.
Ark, uh, Pose, the
Hmm.
DL, it's so many.
So
But
many.
Patrick
Yeah.
and Paul created a catalyst for us to be seen in television. And not only that, but for us to be heard, because there are
Yeah.
gay characters, but it's typically a uh, cishet
Yeah,
type product.
yeah, yeah,
But there's
yeah.
one
Or we
character
play
who's
like,
black.
or we
Yeah,
we play like the sidekick to somebody. It was almost like we couldn't be featured in like main roles beforehand. You had to be somebody's best friend that listened to them when they were going through whatever they were going through. You had to be somebody that styled the main character. And it's like, no, we can be main
yes,
characters as well. Like, we have these interesting, like you were saying, we have these interesting stories and we have these interesting walk of lives. And I think that like sometimes people will look at the LGBT community like a monolith, and we're all different. The only thing that we like come together on is the fact that we had to fight to love for who we want to love and identify the way that we want to identify. We have so many different stories. It's kind of just like, and that's why I've been very strategic with like putting Boys Love the Radio together. I actually see one of the hosts in the comments right now, Andre from Thought and Opinion. Thank you so much for hopping on. We talked about your show a little earlier. I hope I did a good job of explaining it. But that's why I'm always so strategic about like the things that I launch, because just because I'm doing it doesn't mean that somebody else can't. Right. So Boys Love the Radio is a podcast channel. But if someone said girls love the radio, if someone said LGBT love the radio, I don't care. Let me support you. Let me give you
yes.
my resources so you can also be in that platform space with me. And then we can just trade ideas. I love the idea of us being in this black queer renaissance of creativity. It's all coming to a head. We're all being seen, and I really love that. I really love supporting the LGBT arts. It's just we do it like no other, you know?
Absolutely. And we're being seen, and it's
Mm-hmm.
inspiring so many other people to get out here and create and tell their stories and share their stories as well too. Because coming out, you're just like you want to keep it to yourself, and you
Yeah,
don't want to be open to the world. But now
yeah,
people can be open and free, and it's beautiful. It's
absolutely.
liberating to be open and
Absolutely.
free to the world.
You said it best.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Welcome as you're coming in, Fashion Dolls. We are here with Boys Love Flowers, Thought and Opinions as well too. We're going to have some Halloween fun. It's my birthday and it is Halloween.
Yes, it
So we're going
is.
to do Halloween this or that. And it's going to be movie edition. So
Okay.
you have to
Okay.
choose one. I'm going to
Okay.
give movie choices. All right. The
Okay.
first one is Hocus Pocus or Beetlejuice.
Ooh, Hocus Pocus for
Okay.
sure.
I love Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm a big
Me
Sesame Street
too.
fan.
Me too. And a woman-led Halloween movie. Come on. Like you can't go any wrong with that. You can't do it.
The Nightmare Before Christmas or Corpse Bride.
Oh, now why you doing me like that, Stevie? The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a classic. It's a classic. I gotta go with that.
If we talk about horror films in history,
Uh-huh.
that would be up there on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
It's
for
those
sure. For sure.
definitely.
If you don't put it on the Mount Rushmore, then you don't watch Halloween movies.
Hey, this one gets a little trickier.
Okay, let's do it.
Ghostbusters 1984 or
Okay.
Ghostbusters 2016?
Ooh. Leslie Jones was funny in the 2016 one though.
Yes.
She had me cracking up. But I gotta go with the classic. I gotta go with the classic. I gotta go with the classic. I grew up on the classic, so I gotta go with that one.
Nothing beats the traditional, the original version. We
Yes.
love both, but the classic is just chef's kiss.
Chef's
It's just
kiss.
every
Yeah.
time. Okay, okay. This one is a little tough for me because I went over and I read the choices as well too. Edward
Okay.
Scissorhands or the
Okay.
Adams Family.
Oh, Stevie, come on. Damn. I want to go with the Adams Family only because I'm watching the Wednesday series right now, and like
Yes,
it
on
just brought
Netflix.
back all of that. Yes, it brought back all of that nostalgia for me. So I was like, this feels warm and spooky. I love it. So we're gonna go with the Adams Family.
Rocky Horror Picture Show or Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh my God. Okay. Sheesh, where did you get these from, Stevie? I mean, come on. um, I am going to go with the Little Shops of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors.
And I'm a big
Yeah.
Tisha Campbell fan. I love
Yeah.
Martin. I grew up on Martin and
Mm-hmm.
Tashina Arnold,
Mm-hmm.
love them both. And that's a
Yeah.
classic film.
I
So
had it on
really, Little Shop of
VHS.
Horrors well too. Coraline or Casper?
Casper.
Can't go wrong with
Casper.
that.
That one was an easier one for me because you can't go wrong with Casper. Casper's a sweetheart.
Yes, the friendly ghost and Hillary Duff. Hillary Duff, you see
Yes.
her. I love
Yeah.
Hillary Duff.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is a little bit tough because I love them both. They're both
Okay.
Disney related.
Okay.
Twitches or Halloween Town?
Ooh. Tia and Tamara were so good in Twitches. Feel like Twitches didn't get justice. I'm gonna go with Twitches. Halloween Town was so good, but we cannot deny Tia and Tamara and Twitches. They
Oh
were
yeah.
so good. They were so good.
Scream or Halloween?
Scream, because Scream has a little bit of a comedy element to it. And I like a
Yes.
little bit of comedy in my horror. So I'm gonna go with Scream. Halloween scared the shit out of me.
All right. Halloween traditions. Fashion
Okay.
dolls, are y'all ready? Let's get into it. Scary movie night or a costume party? Which would you prefer?
Hmm. I'm gonna go with scary movie night only because I feel like with costume parties, you can get so wrapped up in who shows up as what. And I feel like if you watch the Halloween movie together, like a scary movie together, you're not focused on that. You're just all there taking in the movie. So I'd rather the Halloween movie, scary movie night.
And it's fun. You're with your friends. I like both, either or. I love a costume. I
Yeah.
love a good costume, but
Yeah.
I also love being able to spend time with my friends. So either or for me, and it's fun and fun.
Absolutely. And we know you love a good costume because you are eating, Miss Ringleader, Miss Ringmaster. You are eating looking like Britney Spears in the circus video. You better do that.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't drop any indications. I said I wanted it to be a surprise because the last
Yes.
time I was for my 30th, I was the
Uh-huh.
sexy assassin. I was the
All
ninja
right.
assassin.
All
So
right.
I posted that picture. You guys have seen it. So I said for
Yes.
ringleader, wanted to do circus. So I dropped indications in
Absolutely.
my stories because I didn't drop any pictures or anything. I'm probably going to do it after the interview. Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness. Bobbing for apples or carving pumpkins? Which would you prefer?
I feel like bobbing for apples is more fun. And the only reason is because like you never really find an individual that's a pro at it. I feel like when you carve a pumpkin, you get those individuals that have carved several pumpkin before. So like my pumpkin don't look like nothing compared to yours, but we both bob for apples. We both coming up, faces are wet, like we're having a good time. We both get to, make a little bit of fun of ourselves in that space, as opposed to making it such a competition with the carving. So I'll go with bobbing for apples. Bobbing for apples for sure.
This one is a tough one. This is near and dear to my heart because I love desserts.
Okay, so do
Candy
I. So let's do it.
apples, candy apples or caramel apples?
Oh, and you just trying to trip me up. Okay. Want to go with caramel apples only because the caramel apple combination is stellar. You can't beat it. It's so good together. It's so good together. Caramel apples for the win.
Hayride or a pumpkin patch?
I prefer a pumpkin patch because it's really hard to get hay out of my pants. Like my socks is all over my pants. I'm just like, When I get into a hayride, I'm just like, okay, this is fun, but I know I'm going to have to clean myself up afterwards. I'm like, no. So pumpkin patch for sure.
Haunted house or corn maze?
Ooh. I like a little spooky. I'll do a haunted house. I don't mind some people jumping out at me and scaring me a little bit. If it's one time a year, I'm okay with that. We'll go with the haunted house because people get really creative with that. I've seen a lot of things, especially in my neighborhood. There have been a lot of individuals that are opening up early for the kids to come in. And I'm like, oh, this is creative. So maybe more so, yeah. I like a little haunted house. I like to see people's creativity.
And it's so different. It's fun. And it
Mhm.
doesn't matter if you're young or old. You can do it with your friends, have a
You
night
have a
out
good
in the town
time.
with your friends and do it. So they've become so creative with these haunted houses. Like we have something that
Yeah.
we call the trunk or treat. And they
Okay.
have the haunted house, the kids, the parents will go in with the kids and the adults go out. I mean, it doesn't matter. Have fun with it.
I love
Now,
that.
we're talking costumes, scary
Okay.
costumes or pop culture costumes.
I feel like if you do a scary costume, it stays with the tradition of what Halloween is. So I'm gonna
Yes.
go with scary costumes because you do the pop culture one sometimes, and if it's not my era, I might not know it. And I feel like Halloween used to be I should know what your costume is without you having to explain it to me. That was part of like your tens. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with the
Yes.
traditional because I can understand the traditional more.
Okay, we're moving into candy. All
Let's
right.
do it.
Reese's Pieces, peanut butter cups, or Snickers.
Oh my God, Stevie. I mean, oh wow. I want to go with Reese's cups. The
I
Reese's
love the
cups.
ice cream Reese's.
Oh
Yes.
my God. So Stevie, I have to get the thins now because I will go through an entire box of the regular ones. And I feel like the thins justify to me that I'm doing better. But it's probably about the same amount of calories, but the Reese's peanut butter cups, I can't turn them down. I can't.
It's something about the caramel in them that gets me
Oh
so.
my gosh.
Oh,
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
okay. My second favorite, Skittles or M&Ms.
Ooh. Two different flavors. Oh. About the same in consistency size. I'm gonna go with Skittles only because I like a specific kind of M&M, and they don't sell those M&Ms everywhere. It's the crispy ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love those crispy ones. Why they made them such a short-lived thing. Now you can only get them in certain stores, but I gotta go with the Skittles. Skittles have always been consistent for me.
Yes. And I love the sour
Deshaun
Skittles.
Deshaun Stalling said, "I also love Twix." All right, another good one. That's a heavyweight. All right.
Caramel. I love
Yes.
caramel.
Oh
And the
my
Twix
gosh,
ice
yes.
cream, it's amazing.
You literally once you get the little ice cream bars, you would sit there and just enjoy that and nothing else matters.
Gummy bears or jelly beans?
I gotta go with the gummy bears. I get excited when the Haribo commercial comes on. I
I
gotta go
love
with the gummy bears.
and it's the clear one for me. I love the clear one. It's so many. Like you
Yes,
go in the
yes,
candy section and you see them. It's so many different types of gummy worms and
yeah.
jelly beans
They
and
set us up like
gummy
that, putting
bears.
all that stuff together like that, knowing I can't choose just one.
Mm, it is tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the next one. This was a little bit
Okay.
tougher.
Okay.
Nerds or Starburst?
Ooh, I like them both. I think I would prefer the nerds only because you get that quick tinge of sour for a brief moment, and then it starts to be very, very nice to you again. So I'm gonna go with the nerds. They're small, they're fun. You know, they come in a little box. You shake the little box up. They're fun. I love them.
Okay, Deshaun just dropped it. Hershey's or Twix?
Okay. Now, see, when you put it up against Hershey's, you got an argument, right? But I'm still going to rock with the Twix. Like you said, Stevie, that caramel, that crunch, that cookie, that chocolate winning combination. And Twix has been around forever. I don't know who slipped up and made a Twix, but thank you. God bless you. We appreciate you.
Three Musketeers or peanut M&Ms?
Peanut M&Ms. Oh my gosh, a peanut M&M. Heaven, heaven. That extra layer of consistency that's there. I literally get the tubs of them from Costco. You know, how Costco has everything in bulk. I literally get the tub of it. I can finish that in probably like a week.
I know, right, Deshaun? I love Twix. I do too. I love the Twix ice cream. You can
Yes,
either get the scoop or, as Boys Love Flower said, the bar. And
yes, yep,
you literally have to look down and be like, okay, am I eating a candy bar? It's the same exact thing.
yeah. It's
Peanut
so
M&M.
good.
Okay. Jolly Ranchers or Airheads?
Ooh, that's the time that you taking me back to my childhood. I remember in school, I would prefer the Jolly Ranchers because they last longer. So I'm gonna go with Jolly Ranchers now. I don't eat them as much anymore since I got my braces off, but like I love a good Jolly Rancher. Now they have those tropical flavors. It's so good, so good.
Yes,
Hmm.
England biscuit cookie. And it
Yes,
tastes so good. Yes. And then
right
the
in the
caramel.
middle. Right in the middle of that Twix. Oh my gosh, yes, Deshaun, we are here.
It is a hard one. Peanut M&Ms, the Twix have that England biscuit in it. It tastes so good. Yes, peanut
Yeah,
M&Ms. And then everybody has their favorite color M&M. For me, it's the yellow one.
yeah.
It's something about the yellow one. I love the
Yellow
yellow.
ones, okay, yes. It's the green ones for me. The green ones are just amazing to me. They don't taste any different. I just like it.
And not only just that, but Starburst as well too. Starburst,
Yeah.
everybody has their favorite color. You're either red, pink,
Uh-huh.
yellow. It's so many. Everybody has their own favorite
I'm a
flavor
rock with the
for
pink. The
Starburst.
pink is always
Yeah.
good to me. I could just do a whole bag of pink. I'm perfectly fine.
And the orange, you've got orange, red,
Yup.
pink, yellow. All right, fashion dolls. Two more Halloween would you rather's. All right.
And
Would you
Deshaun
rather
is in
eat
these comments helping us out a lot. Shout out to Deshaun. Thank you. Because we are here. We are here, Deshaun.
okay. Would you rather eat licorice or candy corn?
Ooh, I wouldn't prefer either. But if I had to choose, if I had to choose, um, do licorice only because of the consistency of it. It reminds me of a red vine a bit. Do a licorice. I think with the candy corn, like it don't matter how you put candy corn, what you put it in, what you pair it with. Candy corn just don't do anything for me. It's just pretty to look at, you know?
Okay. Would you rather attend a bonfire or play some pranks?
I'm a pranker. I would rather play the pranks, lighthearted ones. You don't want anyone getting upset. Shout out to Juan Angeles, my photographer is actually on right now. Hi Juan. Um, I yeah, pranks. I would rather do some lighthearted, spooky Halloween type pranks. You know, anything that we can do where everybody will laugh about. I don't like the mean pranks. The mean pranks, I'm like, okay, these are uncomfortable. I don't want to do that. But I'd rather do that than the bonfire for sure.
All right, this one sounds fun. Would you rather attend a masquerade Halloween party or make DIY costumes at home with your friends?
I would rather make the costumes at home with my friends for a little drink, have some snacks, try to like, sew some things, stitch some things together. Yeah, I would totally love to do it. Anytime I can spend time with my circle of friends, my circle of family, and we don't have a care in the world, we're just being goofy and just having a good time. Always opt for that. So we're making some do it yourself costumes, DIY costumes.
Yes, and it is somewhat like paint and sip, but you're doing
Right.
crafting. Your hands on, you're
Yes.
creating clothing pieces. So yeah, make it
Absolutely.
fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, tough choice for me because I had to read this one too. Would you rather
Okay.
watch a classic horror film or a Disney Halloween movie?
Ooh, that's a hard one. That might be the hardest one you've asked me so far. I mean, they've been pretty tough, but this one right here, this one's complicated. Disney does make some really engaging Halloween movies.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with Disney only because there's always like a happy ending at the end. You know, it's not like all the slash 'em up, shoot 'em up film where it's like, okay, where do we go from here? At least with Disney, there's a little bit of hope. So I'm gonna go with the Disney.
And they're classics like you just
Yeah.
mentioned with Halloween Town. Halloween
Yep.
Town had so many sequels to
Yep.
it. So I mean, go along with that. And that is our
Absolutely.
Halloween this or that fashion dolls. So before we wrap, what is next for you? What is next for you? You've got your podcast coming, you've got so many projects coming up, and even into the new year 2026. What is next for you in your chapter?
I we're launching Boys Love the Radio in a week and a half. I'm still kind of in the clouds about it until the event happens, but I'm looking forward to you all listening to the shows as Black Gay Retired, hosted by Vincent Holmes and Ed Rice, Thought and Opinion by Andre Hollings, and Mask by Marcus Sanders. I'm really excited for you to meet the individuals that I call family. So I'm really excited about that. And then finishing up this album, I will give you guys the album title as an exclusive on Style by Stevie. The album, The
Okay.
Psychedelic Flora, will be out June 12th. So I am really excited for you all to hear how funky this album is.
I can't wait. And Chrissy Kids earlier said that he is going to go and buy the album. There you have it. The
Yes,
Psychedelic
yes,
Flower, June 12th. Make sure
yes,
you guys please go and check it out and support all LGBT Black artists and visibility. We need it more than ever. We are out here.
absolutely,
And last
absolutely.
but certainly not least, what gems would you give to other up and coming artists and producers? What would you tell them?
Before I do, I want to say again, happy birthday to you, gorgeous. I love that we can come together and just celebrate you and all of your accomplishments and all of this stuff lined up around the right time. You are such a warm spirit and a needed light in our community. And I'm really appreciative of everything that you are doing right now. If I could give advice to an individual, a creative that's trying to get out there doing their thing, whether it be music or whatever the case may be, it's going to be advice that I've gotten, and we talk about passing it along. Put it out. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about the comments. If you like it, if you love it, if it makes you happy, and don't be hard on yourself. If it makes you happy, put it out. We will consume it as the consumers, and you'll be able to do more with it. Network, push yourself. You got to be your own biggest fan. Nobody else is going to follow you until you love what you do. Once you love what you do, after that, the world is yours. And please hit me up if you need any kind of assistance getting started. As Stevie mentioned earlier, we are walking resources. So please tap into us. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Absolutely. And what I would say to close off our Halloween show and my birthday show as well too. It was such a pleasure doing this
Absolutely.
with you. I had a great time, and we got to do this again in the future because, of course, your
Yeah,
album release June 12th again. Psychedelic Flower. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. What I would say
absolutely.
is live unapologetically, live boldly, live authentically, walk in your light, in your truth, and in your existence, and never let anyone dim your light down. Now's the time
Hmm.
more than ever to use your voice and amplify your voice, and that's what I would encourage everybody in our community to do so as well too. And as Boys Love Flowers just said, make sure that you are reaching out to people who have resources. Don't be scared.
Hmm.
It's the time more than ever, more than ever. And I would
Hmm.
also say, I want you guys to have a very happy Halloween. Be safe if you're going out here to parties and things. Make sure that you are surrounding yourself with like minded people who have creativity. And that's what I would say as well, too. And those are the gems that I would leave you with.
So those are great. I love those.
Yes, 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 yes. It was such a pleasure having you here. And where
Thank you.
can everyone follow you, my love?
Yes, everywhere. Boys Love Flowers, one word. BoysLoveFlowers on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. If you want to ask, I asked Chat GPT who Boys Love Flowers was the other day, and he told me. So if you want to Chat GPT it, please do it. I'm really appreciative. And please make sure y'all follow Style by Stevie, support Style by Stevie, and also slide in those DMs and tell her to have me back.
Yes, yes, yes. Fashion Dolls, make sure you guys go and check out Boys Love Flowers. Again, Psychedelic Flower, June 12th. Make sure you
Hmm.
guys stay tuned for that. And I'm going to bring Boys Love Flowers back on Style by Stevie for my 20th season, which will be in 2026 of January. And I'm super excited. This is 901. Fashion Dolls interview 901. We hit our 900th mark yesterday. So thank you all so much for the birthday wishes. And I'm pretty sure my phone has been ringing off the hook throughout this entire interview, off and on from the birthday wishes pouring in. Thank you all so much. What I'm going to do the rest of the day is eat some cake, celebrate. I've already treated myself shopping earlier, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
And we will be back November 3rd, Monday, November 3rd, with Anthony Riley. So make sure you guys tune in. That lineup is already posted, and the photos of the costume will be posted as well too at the end of this interview. And you guys can head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube if you have not, and check out some of the past conversations and interviews and so much more. I love you all. I want y'all to be safe and have a fabulous happy Halloween. Till next time.